For this first part, I was doing some additional research and practicing in order to more properly understand how to draw the figure, particularly in 3 dimensions. The notes I'm doing at the beginning here are actually practice based on a couple YouTube videos and tutorials I looked up online to remember the perspective, dynamics, and volume. Here, I'm doing a warm-up practice to draw digitally. I ended up deciding I wanted to practice drawing a Pokemon trainer, so I ended up drawing B from Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm working it out on one sketch layer, so right now I'm not actually using any separate layers, but doing everything all on one layer. As you see, I'm making corrections as I go along, working out the general look. This sketch isn't meant to be a fully colored finished painting, but it is meant to have depth and some shading. Here I import a pencil drawing of a line art base. Then, I use a layer on top to make the ink art. This base needs to have no hair or clothing, but it doesn't need other details either. I use a real photo that I got on a public domain site of an East Indian woman to get the skin tone more accurate. I also tried to make sure the Eevee was the correct size. I knew I needed to try out different versions of her hairstyle and clothing. The other note is that I did make her feet a bit too small, so in the final version for any comics or animations I'll be doing, she'll have larger feet. I did remember to save color palettes in Procreate for different things in this video, such as her skin and the Eevee colors. I also duplicate her here so that I can easily do different costumes and hair designs. I never needed to put foot details because I absolutely knew I wanted to do closed-toed footwear for her. If I change my mind about that later, I'll have to redo the model to have toe details. On layers above in Procreate, I create the clothing and hair options. I did 1 layer for line art and then 1 layer for flats underneath. So 4 layers for hair and clothing. I work through depending on what I'm in the mood to do, and inspired from my notes about the character, which are partially come up with through my random dice creation charts and partially things I picked. She's one of the main characters in the stories I'm about to work on. She is a 29-year-old woman, an ex-champion from the Ontario region, which is based on Ontario, Canada. It is meant to be directly above the Unova region, separated by a falls. I'm still working out a lot of the details and information, but I definitely know that she is a happy-go-lucky, cheerful, amiable, tolerant person with strong beliefs. She also has a bit of a superstitious side about ghost-type Pokemon in graveyards, and I tended to make the entire design based around round circular shapes and the color red more than anything else. I also knew I wanted her to be beautiful, fashionable, and fun for me to draw, so I actually want to draw her for comics and motion comics. Part of the reason I'm doing this project is so I can practice different things before I do more original content. She's an original character and all, but I mean something that isn't in any way fanfiction-y. But fanfiction is a good way to get a lot of practice in, and I was in the mood, and it's also based on a dream I had. I'm really interested in your opinion about which hairstyle, clothing, footwear, and eye color you prefer. Please leave your comments below. I will really take them into consideration. Also tell me why you prefer a certain thing. That's actually extremely helpful, and I would really appreciate it. She has a few other things, such as being athletic and trained in rock climbing, but often lazy early in the morning and not enjoying doing chores. She's skilled at cooking because her family runs a restaurant, but she actually doesn't like to cook. Her style is sexy plus athletic, and she tends to be a very blunt person, but also still very friendly. Please let me know anything you have to say about Rinnara in the comments below. A Fakemon or Mon Design is upcoming. Here I'm just sketching for practice and warm-up. I'm just doing a little Nickit because I want to get better at drawing Nickits. I think they're very cute, but they're a little detailed. They're a little tricky. Here I'm doing the main work I'm getting started on now. The general idea is a Canada Goose Pokemon that is a foil for Braviary. So the Canadian-based Ontario region's answer to Braviary. I decided it could be either gender 50-50. The normal flying type Boronto is the endurance Pokemon, 4 foot 11 inches tall, 90.4 pounds. Evolves from its first stage, which was Yuling at level 50. Abilities: Big Pecs and Moxie, with a hidden ability Stamina. In the egg group Flying, and native to the Ontario region and other places based on Canada. I think it would be fair to add it to the Unova region as a little bit more rare, but in general, I'm very happy with this design and the name. They are strong warriors that are known to be aggressive, loyal, and territorial. They are also long-distance endurance flyers. They have been used as flying transportation and for deliveries, including by the post office, for a long time, and the Ontari Post uses a symbol based on the Boronto. The legendary Red Boronto was a heroic and violent shiny Boronto spoken of in myth and is likely, in fact, a tale based on any shiny one's exploits. They require a strong trainer to master, or sheer will and loyal Yuling does take a while to evolve. So here's the Yuling design. It's the Gosling. They often bond loyally to trainers and always imprint on the first person or creature they see after hatching, as long as they see them within the first few minutes, that is. It takes persistence and perseverance to raise them enough to evolve into Boronto. I'm also proud of the names I used for them, which are based on Inuit, scientific names, and general ideas, such as the term Baron for Boronto. And I also think it's very fun to design made-up Pokemon. New videos coming soon. Bye!